and welcome back to episode 21 of the Off Topic Podcast.
And
Uh,
that's it. Have a
yeah,
good night. No, I'm
see you
just
later.
kidding.
See you next
No,
week. Loki episode. No, I'm just kidding. All right, guys,
no,
episode
that's
21
how
though.
that's how short this episode felt. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, I mean, I kind
This
of
one was
agree with
pretty
that.
quick.
Yeah, but so yes, as usual, I'm Tom. We'll be looking over Loki episode 3 today, as well as a bit of the Shang-Chi trailer. And as usual, I am joined by Chris.
Hello. Yes, you can catch me on Twitter at Bag1982 and also on Facebook and the MCU Assemble Facebook group.
And also Zach.
You can find me on Twitter, MCU Zach Crew, and then you can also find me on the MCU Fans Assemble Facebook group chat or discussion page.
Yeah. And yeah, I guess you can find me in the Facebook group as well, and I'm on Twitter at tsteinman13, and usually pretty active if I'm not at work. So yeah, just hit me up if you're down. But yes, this of course, we will be going through episode 3 of Loki, which, as almost every other show we've done so far, major spoilers for the entire series so far. I don't know. I kind of like what we've been doing for Loki so far, just kind of jumping in wherever. So
Yeah.
yeah, do you guys have somewhere you want to start? Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Unless
Go,
Chris, do
Zach.
you want to start
Go.
this one, or do you want me to start?
No, you go, Zach. I know you're itching to
Yep.
go. So go.
I,
Go.
I I think we all know what I'm going to talk about. Uh, Loki, I believe, definitely has the time stone, and I will explain why I think so. Not just, I mean, yes, it is the pillar scene where he kind of reversed it. But the reason why is I mean, it doesn't help that his magic is already green, and I mean, so is the time stone. But the fact that he could have done anything with his magic with the pillar. He could have exploded it into pieces, or he could have sent it into another direction, or, flung it somewhere. But the fact that he literally, like, reversed it,
Yeah.
just like it reminded me very much so of Doctor Strange film with the apple,
Mm-hmm.
where he back and forth, made it eaten and then rotten and then back to a full apple. It was exactly like that scene, but with the pillar. And I mean, granted, we didn't see any green aurora or magic, which makes me kind of wonder even further then that maybe he used the time stone, because anytime him or Sylvie used magic, there was kind of a green, aurora there. And in this scene, in this moment, there wasn't.
But
And real quick, just to add to it, so I don't forget later, if Loki does have the time stone, and I mean, I have nothing to back this up, but if he does have the time stone, I further to believe that he has more than just the time stone.
Yeah. I hadn't really sort of thought too much into this until I think you mentioned it on the chat, Zach, about him having the time stone, and I'll be honest, I did find it strange because I was thinking, what powers does Loki have? And I didn't think he had powers to be able to just stop something and push it away or push it back, or I don't remember him having those powers in the MCU. So I did
I
find
mean,
that strange at times, but didn't really think more of it until you
I
said.
mean, we did see in episode 2 he does have telekinesis where he
mm-hmm.
grabbed the Roomba, but
Oh
the
yes, yeah,
but the pillar though, like he completely formed it back to one piece though.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
feel like that's just something the time stone could do, because he literally just reversed that
Yeah.
object.
I'm a little
And
torn.
I mean, it'll just explain, if he does have the time stone, it'll explain how they get off Lamantis. He could
Yeah.
either reverse the ship getting destroyed, or he could reverse the tempad from being destroyed, and also reverse it to being fully charged.
Why didn't he do that already though? If he had it, you
well,
know what I mean?
Maybe
well,
he didn't. Maybe he didn't know how to use the time stone yet
no,
completely.
see,
But he knew how
yeah,
to
see,
use the Tesseract when he picked it up.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
I,
maybe he was just testing to make sure he knew how to use the
True.
time stone right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I could see
see,
that.
I think it's very Loki for him, one, to grab a load of Infinity Stones from the
Yeah.
drawer.
Yes.
It's very looking to hide them on him. And even you see in there talking about him, why hasn't he used before? I think it's very him just to not
Yeah.
use it and just see how he gets
Things
on
how
with
plays
Sylvie.
out.
See the Tesseract
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Infinity
yeah,
War.
yeah. So I think I'm a bit torn because I think are they really going to go down that route with him having them, but
Yeah.
it does sort of makes it's something he would do. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm and it's Zach, I'd never even thought about it until you'd mentioned it, and it was like yeah, that could be. It puts him in a very powerful position then though.
You know what
So yeah.
you know what I also like? We finally found out where he stores stuff. Where he said where the temp pad was. He's like, it's in my heart. So, looking back to other films, he probably always hid the Tesseract in his heart or something.
I think that was
Uh,
more
Saying
of an
that though,
expression more than like that
yeah.
was actually where he was hiding it.
I took
That's
it
how I took it, at least.
I took it very literal. Like, oh, it's in my
Mm,
heart. Like,
Like,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. I guess we'd have to rewatch it.
yeah,
Maybe put the description on, see if they say anything.
I will say yeah, I'm just trying to remember because I'm kind of going over it in my head real quick, just going back to the Time Stone Loki. If I'm not mistaken, every single time an Infinity Stone's been used, it's been glowing.
Yeah. I mean, the
Right?
Tesseract didn't when he used it, but I mean,
Yeah, I think
that's
it did
inside of a.
actually.
Did it?
I'm trying to remember because this was literally in the first scene of the show. Well, I can't remember this, but like,
I'm gonna
um,
pull my tab.
Uh,
I'm gonna pull my tablet out and
yeah.
because
pull that
it's
scene
either
up.
it flashes or the portal just opens. It's something like that.
Right.
But like,
Yeah, I guess
no,
I never.
I mean the Tesseract's one that's encased in something too. So I guess like it'd make sense if like the light was a bit suppressed. But
Right.
even the Mind Stone though
Yeah.
in its casing, I'm trying to think if I'm remembering this right. I'm pretty sure it still would glow when
Good.
Loki would try to tap someone.
Not if he's got it hidden on him, like he had the temp pad.
Okay, yeah, okay. I don't know.
Uh, that,
I,
I sort of like yeah. I do like that theory that he's got them because it's very Loki for him to
oh yeah,
snatch a load.
And not do anything with them right away. Kind of.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
just kind
yeah.
of pull
So
it out at the end. Just be like, boom, you looking for this?
yeah, because this is the thing that's frustrated me about this episode. Because
Dude,
I found it as a very much a filler episode. It didn't really move the story on too much. Yes, we found out a few key bits, but they could have quite easily been in another episode. And leaving it where it did, like, why leave it like that? We know either they're going to be rescued or they're going to escape somehow, unless they are going to die, which they're not really, are they? So it frustrated me. This episode frustrated me somewhat. So
Tom, did you just
yeah.
do a War Machine reference?
Yes, I did.
Boom, you looking for this? Sorry,
I was hoping
sorry.
you guys picked up on that.
Oh, I
I
didn't.
definitely did. I didn't want to. I didn't want to cut
Sorry.
Chris off though.
No, that's okay.
Sorry, I
Boom, you
missed
looking
that.
for this?
Yeah,
Oh, is that the rest of the story? Oh, that's a great story then. Great.
like I'm very much like I agree with a lot of what you say. Like I don't know if this like I agree it felt like a filler episode, but then I don't know. The more I kind of look at it, and I guess this what I'm about to say is kind of what a filler episode is. It's more so the relationship between Sylvie and Loki, them getting to know each other, them kind of
Yeah.
growing, like working together, which
Yeah.
more or less. I mean, I'm trying to think. I feel like a lot of people, at least around my age, consider filler like what filler in like an anime would be. So something that has no connection to the main story whatsoever, and you just don't need to watch it, so just skip it. I personally like. I think when talking about it in like regards to something like this, or even something like WandaVision or Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think each one of those shows had at least an episode of filler, but not more so the traditional filler that people think of, where like, oh, you can just skip over this. It's like, no, they just kind of, the story doesn't really progress too much, but things happen.
But did
If that makes sense.
things did happen, but did the characters get developed any further? I don't think they did.
I don't know.
We didn't really find, other than there's still a lot of mystery around Sylvie, which maybe that's why they've done it, because there is. We don't really know much about, and maybe that's why I was frustrated, because I thought if this is going to be an episode of Loki and Sylvie, and we find a shitload out about Sylvie,
Yeah.
fine, that's great. Its story's moved on, but we didn't.
Yeah.
But maybe that's the intention, to just sort of, because there's something going on with her. There's definitely something going on with her, and we've talked about, is it Lady Loki, is it Enchantress? I'm thinking it's just a mix of everything now. I think this is just a new character that they brought in.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, because she definitely has aspects of, like, her and Loki kind of have similar past powers.
She's
But
very
yeah,
similar
she's
to
not.
Kid Loki.
But she's
Very
not
similar to Kid Loki.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
but she's not exactly Loki, though.
Which
And
Is it?
more so.
the Tesseract in the beginning of the Loki series, at least, when he picks it up, it's already kind of glowing, though.
Yeah, I
So it
guess that
doesn't
one
really.
that's kind of a cheating one though. The Tesseract's always glowing.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't show if it doesn't show if it's glowing any less.
True.
It's just the same the whole time in the beginning of the
Yeah.
series.
Oh well.
I had to go check it out.
True.
Since we were.
I was gonna say, like, just the last thing on that. Personally, I feel like I understand why a lot of people think that, but I do think Marvel's very reluctant to bring the Infinity Stones back in 4 projects after the Infinity Sagas ended. And if
Yeah,
this
but it's
show becomes about Loki gathering the Infinity Stones and using them, isn't that kind of just what Thanos did, what we waited 20 movies to see?
Right. It's just I know they said the Infinity Saga's over, but I think they're either just wrapping up or like bringing them up here and there to just kind of cameo them.
Yeah.
That or they're just having a hard time like letting go of their story. Because I mean, as much as the Infinity Saga was great, like there's still so much they could do with the stones still though. Like.
And more than likely, I think this, at least the Soul Stone, will get explored more, because that has a lot of ties to Adam Warlock, who apparently is still in Guardians Volume 3, unless that's changed. Like, we were supposed to have Guardians Volume 3 last year.
Yeah.
I've been seeing issues with Dave Bautista wanting to return as his role as Drax.
Yeah, I think that's.
I think he's still obligated to in his contract. Like I think he still has to, but
I think
I know I know he really doesn't want to do it though.
I think it's the one or it's afterwards. He doesn't want to come back.
Yeah.
Because I think he's happy. I think he's happy now. Guns back. Directing. I think that was the issue, and I don't know whether or not that's been the issue going forward, or that's triggered it. And
I read recently, like because he was going on like his like press tour for Army of the Dead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think he's just more or less wanting to focus more on having like main action roles again.
I agree with that, but personally, I don't know. I have a feeling we might see him back as Drax in a bit.
Well, yeah, I'm just worried. Going way off topic.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys watch How I Met Your Mother.
Pieces I have seen.
Okay, Jason Segel, who plays Marshall. There was supposed to be 10 seasons of How I Met Your Mother, and then he ended up doing the sex tape movie with Cameron Diaz, and then he ended up directing 2 of the Muppets movies. So they ended up in season 9 and season 10 of How I Met Your Mother together, because Jason Segel was like, I don't want to return for season 10 because I want to focus mainly on my solo films and directing. which it's funny because after How I Met Your Mother ended and those couple solo movies came out, he basically went nowhere, kind of like Topher Grace with that '70s show. Like, I'm just worried that Batista does that, leaves his Drax, and then his career just goes to shit. Like,
It almost
he
looks like
might he
that's what's
might
happening with Downey too.
he might have to go back to wrestling if that happens.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't be surprised about that, to be honest.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would actually enjoy that. I'd probably watch wrestling more again then.
Yeah, but like I was gonna
'Cause-
say, like I'm thinking like Scarlett Johansson has roles lined up, Chris Evans has roles lined up. Everything Downey's been in since Avengers Endgame has bombed,
oh yeah. Oh my God.
and within the two
Zoolander or
year,
not Zoolander.
oh Doolittle,
Doolittle.
what
Oh
was
my
the other
God,
one?
terrible. It
There's
it
another
had
Got
one.
Sherlock 3 coming out, though, hasn't he?
Oh, you know what? That might be the redeeming part.
that should be good. That
Yeah.
should be good.
'Cause I've enjoyed the first two.
Mhm.
Ye-
So
yes. Perfect role for him.
yeah,
Outside of
yeah,
Iron
it is.
Man.
Yeah, yeah, great.
I mean,
Yeah,
I really hope that works out for him. Like, which is like, I also kind of selfishly hope it doesn't, so we could get him back in the MCU. But also, like, I feel like if that ends up happening, it's gonna go the route of the comics, where it's like, oh, no one's dead, nothing matters, and people
Right,
will lose
yeah.
interest
yeah,
fast. So,
yeah. I think yeah. I agree. I want him back, but I don't really.
mhm.
That makes sense.
I'd like to see a small snippet of him, like,
Yeah.
again, going back to him being like an AI
Hmm.
or like, even just
Yeah,
voice, being like a version of Friday, but for,
Reader or
Spider-Man,
Peter,
just
yeah.
being a voice.
Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
that would be okay. I'd be okay with that. But coming back to life, nah, I wouldn't like that.
Yeah. At least, I mean, I'll say this: I've kind of stuck by this since he died. I think he's going to be back for Secret Wars when that inevitably happens, which now we know it 100% will happen. But but yeah, like I think he'll be back. I think Chris Evans will be back. If Chris Hemsworth has moved on, which I kind of don't think he will have, I assume he'll be
Yeah.
back. Hopefully ScarJo's back. Personally, I really like her as Natasha Romanoff.
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
seriously.
Yeah. Or
I mean, not even just
Natalia
her attractive,
Romanavo, as it is
not,
in the
not
comics.
not even not just her attractiveness, because she is very attractive,
Oh yes.
but aside from that, she is a great actor. She fits that role perfectly.
And she didn't really even get to like show much of her actual acting skills in a lot of the movies, because I mean, after I don't know, just going back watching some of the Avengers movies, you can kind of see how Joss Whedon wrote women. It's
Yeah.
very
I- If I'm not
noticeable.
mistaken, too, Scar Joe did a lot of her like stunts.
Yeah.
The only time she had a stunt performer come in, I think the most was Age of Ultron, but that's because she was pregnant.
Hmm.
Yeah, she was, wasn't she? Yeah, yeah. Mm.
Back on the show though, I want to
Yeah.
bring up real quick. Um, I don't know exactly where we are. I know we're just kind of going everywhere. Uh, so I was kind of writing this down while I was waiting before we got started. Uh, you know, I know we brought it up in the chat, and it was we kind of already figured it, but the fact that we found out that the people in the TVA are just variants. So
Hmm.
which leads me
Well,
to
you're right.
Loki's kind of following the other Disney Plus series where I don't, the person who we think is the villain, the main baddie, isn't the main villain. I think the
Yeah,
timekeepers are going to end up being the villains.
yeah,
Um, and I think Loki is going to use this new information to be back on good graces and good terms with the TVA by exploiting that, hey, you guys weren't created for the TVA by the TVA. You guys are variants, and the timekeepers have been lying to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get that in there too, yeah, because Loki's obviously going to come back on good terms with the TVA. Because if there's already talks about a season 2, yeah, confirmed or not, I think there will be. And yeah, he's obviously got to get back on their good side for that to happen, so he doesn't get pruned. Is that the word?
Yep.
Pruning?
true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Mobius is going to be pissed.
Oh yeah.
He's
Yeah,
going to
he
be.
will.
He's
So
going to
you're
be
Hey, but
telling
so
me I
maybe
was on a
pissed.
jet ski?
yeah, I was
Well,
gonna say maybe we'll see him on that jet ski then.
my theory is that he's from the 90s.
90s, yeah, same.
He's
Oh,
a variant from the 90s,
guaranteed.
Because
and
that,
he
that
was some
drink is
sort of
from the
surfer
90s.
dude. Yeah, so he was some sort of surfer dude who liked jet skis or whatever. That's who, and that fits Owen Wilson as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Except
You
for
know what I mean?
we're not gonna get the director said we will not
No,
hear his
wow.
infamous wow. We will not hear it.
Wow,
I
Maybe
guess I gotta
season
watch
two.
Night at the
Yeah.
Museum then.
Maybe season two. They'll save it for season two. It'll just start out with wow.
Oh, actually, that's one thing about season 2. I'm with you 100%. I think season 2 is going to happen. I'm honestly pretty convinced Mobius is going to stick around as well. However, I think the TVA will be destroyed by the end of the series, and I will stand by that.
I could see that. The only reason I'm very confident on there being a season two is because, like, with Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision, they always said, like, oh, this series and episode, blah, blah, blah. But what I've been seeing with Loki is season one, episode two. Like, they make sure to specify that it's the first season. With
Yeah.
Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision, they never really said season one. They just said the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
However, I do think Falcon and Winter Soldier's also, or I guess Captain America and the Winter Soldier's getting at least something. If it's not Cap 4,
yeah.
it's got to be another show.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
he's got Cap for, hasn't he?
I,
That's coming out.
I'm confused, like, because that was like announced the day the series ended,
I thought
but
that
then
was confirmed.
it, see, so did I. But then I thought Anthony Mackie said something like he was like, "Oh yeah, like I basically found out about this from a guy at a grocery store." Oh no, you what it is? Spellman said he's writing it. That's what it was. That's how it was confirmed.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
Sorry,
Right, okay.
I was like, yeah, no, Mackie didn't know about this. Like, was I overhyping something before? And then I'm like, no. It's a series director or creator.
Yeah. I like your connection though, Zach, between the sort of the other two, One Division and Falcon the Winter Soldier, about how the baddie or the villain turned out to be another villain. Because I've got a similar type of connection, where in Wanda on One Division, we end up with Wanda being more powered, more super powered than what she was. In Falcon the Winter Soldier, we had Sam become more powered, and I'm convinced by the end of Loki, he will be able to do what Sylvie can do, and I think that'll make him more powered. So I think there's a connection there where at the end of each series, we've got the main character. Wanda was definitely the main character, and
Oh.
Sam probably was, I think, just about ahead of Bucky. So the main characters become more powered up, if that's the correct term.
Yeah.
I'm convinced he will. I'm convinced he'll be able to do what's it. Just the conversations he was having with Sylvie, and she was saying, "Well, I taught myself," and he's probably thinking, "Well, I'll be able to do that. I can do that." So, I'm convinced either by the end or certainly next time we see him after this, whenever that is, if it's in a film or season 2, I think he'll be able to do that.
Oh,
Yeah,
the enchanting and everything.
Yeah, which is quite similar to, I think, chaos magic and what Wanda does.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not there's a connection there or not, I don't know, but it's very, very similar. Very, very similar. Yeah.
It's weird, like, at least if, like, comics wise, it's weird with how magicians and, like, the sorcerers work, because sometimes their magic's connected, but other times it's not. So, like, you'll get stories where it'll be like Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange, Wanda, Loki, and I'm trying to think of, let's say the first Enchantress get thrown into, like, a story together. Just kind of go. Like, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was chaos magic, because they do try to draw on or at least a variation of it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something more akin to what Agatha's magic is. because we don't know what that's actually called, right? But we've
Right.
seen that has color as well.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that scene of her in Salem for a while, so I'm trying to remember, like, I don't think the energy blasts look particularly like Loki's. I think we only saw one last episode anyways,
Well,
but
sorry, that's another thing. When has Loki been able to do energy blasts? He's never done that before, has he? Or am I forgetting? I don't remember him doing an energy blast. In the first Avengers, he did it out of the scepter.
yeah.
But other than that, he's never thrown an energy blast from his
No.
hands, which maybe feeds into Zach's theory of does he have like the Power Stone in his back pocket and he's throwing energy bursts. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of things not connecting with me in this episode. Sylvie being one of them. That one shot end scene where he did energy bursts. I think in that scene he
Stops that.
if he did rewind, or at least he pushed the thing back, the pillar back. There was a lot of things going on, and I didn't like that last end scene. I didn't know what was going on. It was like, right, we need to get there where the arc is, so we'll just run round this side and then run. Like, they weren't really running anywhere,
No.
and then they ran into a bar, and then the guards decided to try and fight them. And I don't understand why they were fighting them.
Yeah.
They were just in the bar.
Yeah.
Hey, this place is gonna blow
connect
up. Let's still try and catch these guys. Like,
Well, then the
Yeah,
whole thing is like you see the guards too. Once the ship blows up, like people are screaming like no, and then they drop to their knees.
yeah, like
It's like
they
why
they
were
all
you
knew it
guards
was.
do.
focusing on something else then?
Yeah, they all knew it was coming, but they still, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it'll all come together in the next episode,
Hopefully.
or maybe it won't. I don't know. Yeah.
I have a
Yeah.
I have a theory about this planet, to say the least.
Yeah.
Because I believe I've heard it before. Because I think this planet was like I'm not even kidding, just mentioned like one time in the comics, and if I'm not mistaken, it was like I think it was like the prelude to the Annihilation War or Annihilation Conquest storyline, where the
Right.
villain Annihilus and his annihilation wave, which is just this massive army that just goes planet to planet and destroys them pretty much. And yeah,
Right.
this was one of the first planets they destroyed in that arc.
Oh,
Right.
So we now have a tease of Annihilus. We have a tease of the Beyonder in Secret Wars, and more than likely a lot of Kang. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Marvel's got options.
right,
they
yeah.
were on because they were on the moon, weren't they? It was the planet Lamentus.
Yep.
That was the
And
planet.
the moon was crashing into the planet.
Yeah.
No, it was the other way around, wasn't it? I thought it was
No,
the planet crashing in the moon.
No, it was the moon
'Cause-
crashing into the planet. Because
Oh,
they said
right.
this moon's Sylvie was like, this moon's about to blow up this whole planet. I'm like
Oh, right,
99% sure.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll
Okay,
check
yeah,
again.
yeah, I might have got that wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, that's yeah.
I don't know. I was kind of
nice
like
connection
hoping, like
there.
maybe we'll see some like ships flying behind, like all the destruction. Because, like, well, another thing too, I guess, is definitely worth a mention. Loki is canonically bisexual now, which, I mean, yeah, that's good. I'm gonna say it. Like, probably could have announced that around Avengers. It was pretty clear back then, just how Hiddleston acts it. Which, good on him, because he pretty much took the role out of the comics and was like, I'm going to make this a lot better, and did that.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna repeat the meme, but yeah, Norse mythology fans, they already knew. I mean, he did turn himself into a female horse, and he birthed Sleipnir.
Odin's horse. Yeah.
Sleipnir, yeah.
Norse mythology, Loki's a freak, to say the least.
Well, and I don't know if this was even comics as well, but also in Norse mythology, Odin had turned himself into a
Not comics.
queen or something and seduced one of the enemies. It seems to be
Right.
an Asgardian thing to
Well,
go into the. But I mean, Odin didn't go any further than just seducing, though.
I was
He
gonna say,
didn't
wait till
sleep.
we get to the Greek mythology. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I get the entire planet, and I think it was like a lot of the planet was, if I'm not mistaken, it's the bi flag. It was a lot of the colors of that, and I think it was the scene inside of the train. I think like the colors are, if I'm not mistaken, pink, blue, and white. I think,
Nice.
and
I
that was
think
almost
you're right.
all the colors surrounding the inside of that train scene. It was like, hey,
Wow. Yeah.
I see you. And I guess the creator of the show is like, she is also bi. So, I mean, good
Yeah. I
thing
was
you
just
have
about,
someone like who's representing who is themselves, honestly. Just, again, something that probably should have been happening a long time ago, but we got it
yeah.
now.
I agree. Yeah, probably should have happened a long time ago. But maybe like you say, the director. I'm forgetting the name now. Forgetting what the name is.
Is it Kate Herron?
Yeah, Kater. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, you're right. She's bisexual. So I don't know. I think there's a nice sort of fit there that she's the one that sort of
Oh,
has the opportunity to and I thought it was done quite well. It was just it was very much just part of the conversation. It just happened and
yeah.
moved on. There was nothing. There was no big announcement of it because it shouldn't be. It is a big thing, but it shouldn't be. If that makes sense, you know
No,
what I mean.
yeah, I completely
It
agree.
should be normal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was done quite well. That.
Well, like I'll say this: a few of my friends even have like talked to me, and like they were kind of like, I mean, mind you, like I'm a straight white guy. A lot of my friends are straight white guys as well. Like, so like it's not too thrilling, but like a lot of them are like man, like that doesn't personally speak to me, but that was done a really
Yeah,
well done way. Like I enjoyed that.
yeah,
That develops their character, like and everything. I'm like, okay, like, I'm glad people
yeah.
aren't just getting like biphobic or something and just getting mad for no reason. Because I've seen a bit of that on Twitter, but like almost everyone's just kind of like, yo, just shut the fuck up and enjoy the show. What are you doing?
Yeah,
Chris, Chris,
there's
you
been
are
a
right.
bit.
Chris, you were right. Lamantis is the moon.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is. I just
Oh,
reread it. See, but
Right.
the way they were wording it in the show,
oh,
I think they screwed up. I think they said the moon was crashing into it.
like 8 years later in Homecoming kind of thing.
Yeah, I swear in the show because I just watched it like last night. That I think they screwed up and said the moon is crashing into the planet.
True.
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
the
No.
opposite.
See, no, because they're on Lamentus 1. I think the moon is
Meant
Lamentus
to,
1.
I'm trying to
And then is
think.
Lamentus the planet that's crashing into that moon. They definitely
Right.
landed on Lamentus 1.
Yeah,
I remember
Yeah,
it coming. It's definitely
yeah.
Lamentus 1. And
I
I
I
just
think
thought,
there's just one slip up in the show because I was like dead set. Like that's what I remember hearing in the show was
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
that they were on the planet and the moon was crashing into them.
I mean, it doesn't really
And I
matter
mean,
one way or the other, to be fair.
right. Maybe I'll have to rewatch it again and maybe I just
Yeah,
misheard, but it
yeah,
was
yeah,
confusing. It was confusing because
yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna have
yeah.
to rewatch anyways because I want to like I feel like there's something in there that no one's caught yet. I can't put my finger on it. I think there's something there that we're missing.
So could this be it?
If that
I've been
makes
kind of
sense.
thinking about this throughout this recording. So the beginning of the episode, they show Sylvie interrogating what C20, Hunter C20, and
Yep.
how she had to basically dig and create a memory. What if she is doing that to Loki? What if
Ooh,
she's trying to find and create a memory in this episode to get some information from him? And that's why this episode just kind of seems, odd.
true.
What if this is a whole game? This whole episode is just a game that's being played
Mm.
in Loki's head from Sylvie.
I'm gonna
And,
piggyback on
and
top of that and say, what if it's the other way around? Loki doing it to Sylvie.
Loki, yeah, that'd be cool too. That'd actually be a even twist, actually.
When would that moment have happened then?
That's what I'm trying
Probably
to
when
think.
they fell asleep on the train.
Okay.
Or, well, when
Oh,
Loki got.
yes, that'll be an easy out for them. For right as they're about to die, it'll loop back.
Yep, where Sylvie. Oh, yes, Sylvie fell asleep and Loki's quote unquote drunk.
Mm.
And in
Which,
all
like,
reality, Sylvie fell asleep and Loki's tapping into her mind. Boom, and he's got the Mind Stone. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding with that. But I think we might have just figured something out.
I think you might be right. I don't know.
This is
I don't know.
if
What?
we're
What?
if we're right
Yeah.
with this, if we are right with this even slightly, wow.
I'm just trying to think, though, because, like, there wasn't really, like, I guess it's hard to say because if they were trying to trick us like that, they wouldn't do the same cuts that they showed us in the beginning, where it just goes place to place to place, like just changing constantly.
Right.
They, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Unless Sylvie did it, because again, this is a bit where I found strange, a little strange that she left when she left Roxcart and went through the portal, whatever the doorway.
Yeah.
She seemed to leave that open for quite a while. Now I don't know if she leaves it open or if it stays open for that amount of time, but she just assumes that no one's followed her. It just, she goes straight to the golden elevator, and then she seems surprised that Loki's sort of behind her. And it's like, well, he was literally right there when you
Yeah.
opened the portal and walked through. Do you really think he wasn't going to follow you? So maybe, sorry, sort of looping back on your theory, Zach, is that maybe she's opened that portal, she's walked through, Loki's then walked through, and that's when she
Started it.
started the mind trick. Yeah. So maybe it's from the very start, perhaps. I don't know.
I
Um,
really hope we're onto something with this. I
Same here,
mean,
honestly.
yeah,
because
I
yeah,
like
this
feel like that.
episode was odd. This episode just was off. It was still good. I liked it, but
No, I agree. It just didn't live up.
I,
Well,
I
not even
did
live
like
up.
it.
Just match the first two.
Yeah,
exactly. But
yeah.
if they have that kind of twist on it, then it'll make this episode that much. It make it that much better though.
It I must admit that does, because I was getting frustrated by the lack of information from Sylvie, and then I was thinking, oh, maybe that's just that adding to her mystery, but that would feed into her trying to gain information from Loki.
Or the opposite
In
way around, where she's just not giving up information because Loki's not
Yeah,
hitting that memory
yeah,
sequence
maybe,
right. Again, it could
maybe,
go either way. Either one of them could
but
be,
it wouldn't
or
be a
Loki,
memory.
Yeah, because
or
Loki had never been to Lamentus. Sylvie had. She knew what it was.
So it could be that way.
so it could feed in more to Loki's tapping into her mind then.
Oh well, no, has Sylvie been there? I don't think
We
she
don't
has.
know if she's been there, but she said
Oh,
that this is Lamentus 1.
Like she's
well, that's
familiar with it.
She knows what
yeah,
it is. Which, like, you
yeah,
know what,
yeah,
that's fair enough, because Loki knows what Ragnarok is, yet he's never actually experienced it.
True.
yeah, yeah.
So.
But she's got she's got a catalogue of apocalypses in her
Oh, yeah.
tempad,
Mm-hmm.
because she
Forgot
said
about
this
that.
is the worst one to go to, which made me think she's never been there. But she knows about it because she knows about them all,
Yeah.
because they're all on a tempad.
Which makes me think, because I did rewatch the trailer again, and, like, the scene with, like, who's obviously now Sylvie, like, we know that. It's Sylvie sitting there on that planet that we kind of thought was Vormir. That's
Well, I
Yeah.
Lamentus.
was gonna
Yep.
is
Yep. I
is
thought that right away.
yeah. Well, I haven't gone back and seen the trailer. Is that because they even sit down on a rock, and I thought, oh, is that obviously just seen from a different angle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Because we don't see
I
it from
think
behind.
I think it's,
I
yeah, it's a
think they
different
just
angle.
filmed from a different angle because they've done
Yeah,
that. They've done that before in trailers where they show us a different
yeah,
angle
yeah.
from what's actually
But
in
was
the
it?
scene.
Unless we get more of it next episode.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah. But was it the same colours and everything?
Yeah,
I
more
couldn't
it's
remember
like
if it was because I thought it was more the Soul Stone, which was more of was it more of a yellowy colour? I might be
yeah,
wrong.
orangey. I think the soul stone
Orangey,
was
sorry,
kind of,
yeah.
yeah.
And wasn't it purplish on the? I can't even remember.
See,
Can't
it
remember now.
was
What
for a bit, but I do remember it kind of changed
shifted
Fading
hue
colour?
out.
a little
Right.
bit. I can't
Okay.
remember if it was after the ship exploded or if it was a bit before that. I'm gonna have to go back over that again as well.
Yeah, but I agree with you too. It did seem to it seemed to be that from the trailer that looks like they're sat on that rock. The way there's colours around.
Yeah.
Is it that? It wouldn't surprise me if it is. So yeah,
And that makes me
I don't.
confused. If this is the worst apocalypse, what about that apocalypse where we just saw Loki with a decimated New York and a destroyed Avengers Tower? What
Right.
reality is that? How is that better? Like,
Yeah,
how's that a better apocalypse?
yeah,
That's the reality where
yeah,
Thanos won. Endgame.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Jeez.
Or even worse, where Tony tries to fix things and just messes up even more.
Yeah.
Might have
Oh
done
wait, no,
that
no, I see what you're
anyways.
saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. The Thanos version of Endgame destroying everything. Okay, yeah. But
I,
which is that theory I just came up with though. It would make sense because why would they show the beginning scene of Sylvie interrogating C-20? You know, that has to be some importance to the episode.
but it was
But was
because
that
it
not?
also shows that she is a variant.
Yeah,
So
I
Yeah.
that's the
think
big one.
that's
Yep,
yeah.
that too. That
But
too.
it could have. You're right. It could have a double meaning. So
Which
I'm stuck on this now. I'm really because like now I just want it to be Wednesday and I want to see what happens next.
I feel like we talked about this last week, but like, has it felt a lot shorter in between episodes now that it's
It
on a
has.
Wednesday? Yeah,
It has.
yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
especially too because I have 3-day weekends, so those 3 days go by
Same.
like
Yeah.
nothing.
yeah.
And I mean, then when I'm at work, 2 10-hour days, it sounds like a long time, but we're constantly doing something. So
Yeah.
like
So
Yeah,
it
yeah,
flies.
the weeks feel like they actually go faster than the weekends. The weekends
Oh,
feel
true.
longer because I'm not doing much. Like
Honestly,
yeah.
that's gotta be nice though.
it is sometimes. Sometimes it sucks when I like this past weekend, been trying to go on a bike ride, but rain, and then just people's schedules not meeting up. It does suck because then I'm just frustrated all weekend. I'm like, damn, I'd rather just go to
Yeah.
sleep.
I get that. I just have one more thing about Lamentus. If I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to think. I think it's a Kree populated world, so it's part of the Kree Empire.
Oh, okay.
It's-
I think, at least in the comics.
Yeah, I've read that somewhere. Yeah, that's on the yeah, yeah,
Maybe it is too. Maybe like Loki and Sylvie were just interacting with a bunch of Kree civilians who
Yeah,
just live on
possibly.
Lamentus.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. But I guess before we get into the Shang-Chi trailer, do you guys have anything else you would like to
I,
talk about
I
for
just
this
had
episode?
I just had written down. I guess more or less something I want to maybe do every episode is after breaking it down. You know, just what because obviously every episode that comes out we get answers and whatnot, but we're always left with more questions.
Yep.
So maybe we could start doing this at the end of the breakdown. You know, what questions do you guys have for what's in store? I mean, my biggest one is, are we gonna get, like in the other Disney Plus, are we gonna get an MCU character from the films kind of cameo in here? You know,
Did we
yeah,
get one for
it was,
WandaVision?
it was a Fox
Jimmy.
version. Oh yeah, we did, yes. And
Yeah.
what's her name?
Darcy. Yeah.
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 And then we got the
Forgot about her.
false Pietro. We got Sharon and Falcon and Winter Soldier. I mean, we knew Zemo was gonna be in it,
Yeah.
but
Got Roddy as well.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, oh
This
yeah.
episode.
Got
So,
pictures of Cap.
yep.
Or
Yeah.
old Cap, I guess.
Yeah.
So, mine who I'd like to see in Loki, obviously Thor, but I don't think that's realistic.
He's
I
No.
kind of
think
been there.
kinda he's been
Yeah.
you know in the
Essentially, the whole
it,
Avengers have.
yeah. But to
Yeah.
actually get on screen, I think it would be more likely to get Odin or I always forget the name of the mother.
Oh,
Um,
Frigga.
yeah.
yeah, I feel like if anyone, we're gonna get her. Just because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
referencing that Loki's been making, and you can kind of see he's down knowing that she dies kind of at his fault.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like if we're gonna get any kind of cameo, I think we're gonna get her.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah,
I'm 100%
yeah.
with you. The only other one I'm holding out hope for is potentially Jamie Alexander, first time back as Lady Sif since Thor: The Dark World. Please,
I
Yep.
was just
please.
about, I was just about to say that. Lady Sif.
Or technically Agents of Shield, but that's no longer canon.
No, that was before,
Oh,
wasn't
I
it?
thought it was at no, because
Yeah, yeah.
I thought Thor the Dark World happened, and I thought she was in an episode after.
I have no idea. I'm not gonna lie. I've not
Yeah,
finished Agents of Shield, and
Mm,
the more and more it seems like they aren't gonna make it canon, the less and less I've been like, oh, I'm gonna watch the rest of this.
yeah.
I know
No, and
it's a great show. Like I have seen multiple scenes and episodes from it. Like it looks good, but like falls
the
into the
only
Flash
reason
problem with me, if that makes sense.
the only reason I think it's after Thor the Dark World is because Coulson explains how like after all these alien invasions, they have teams come by, and kind of like in Spider-Man,
Yeah, like
they have
Department of
teams come
Damage
by
Control.
and gather all the alien technology. And I think the episode somebody had gotten like a spear that was actually connected to Asgard.
Oh.
So Lady Sif ended up showing up, but I could be wrong. It could have been before the Dark World.
I'm trying to remember. The Dark World came out in 2013, if I'm not
After
mistaken.
Avengers was it? It was after Avengers, wasn't it?
Yeah, and
I
didn't
think it was
she, did
14.
she,
I think it was 13 or 14.
no, I'm trying to think. 14 was Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Guardians 1,
Yeah.
and
2013 it came. 2013 it came
okay,
out.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
What else came out in
yeah.
20? Oh, Iron Man 3.
It must it must have been November because I think the Thors had November releases. I
Mm-hmm.
think it hasn't got here on here when it was actually released, but I'm sure the first two Thors came out had
November.
like the November slot, which was always like the the worst slot to have, I think, in the year apparently.
Yeah.
But Thor made it work.
Mm-hmm.
Even Thor: The Dark World somehow made it work, which is unbelievable. But yeah,
Yeah,
there we go.
it really is. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not gonna lie though. I feel like we also have talked about this a few times, but the more they kind of go back and look at that, especially in Loki and what they did in Endgame, it does make it a lot better of a movie.
what Thor: The Dark World?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Lady Sif showed up in 2015 of Agents of Shield.
Okay. So that's
So
her
it
last
was after.
appearance.
Yep. So it was after Dark World.
Okay. Okay.
okay.
Oh
Okay.
It'd be
my
nice to
god,
see
they're
her
gonna
too.
multiverse Agents of Shield in. That's what they're gonna do. It's gonna be a
Oh,
multiverse
jeez.
timeline, and that's what they're gonna do with Daredevil and the Defenders.
I mean, they could bring so many things
Oh
into
god.
canon and back through the multiverse.
Yeah.
Can
It
I
could
go
be
on
an
a little
easy.
rant about the New York heroes for a second?
Sure.
They are the easiest ones to bring in. They are all in New York. They all have connected with each other. They continuously have referenced the event, as in the first Avengers movie. And for the most part, it seems like they all take place between 2012 and 2016, 17, which would be then before the snap. So we've not seen anything post snap. Bring him in.
Yeah.
I want Charlie Cox as Daredevil still.
Yeah.
Like if I swear to God, if we get Ben Affleck in the multiverse movie as Daredevil and Charlie Cox is not in No Way Home, that's it, Kevin Feige. I'm bringing a torch to your house. They can't do us that dirty though. They can't.
No, they won't do that.
I hope. I really hope.
Surely not. Surely not.
But I mean, I guess Chris, what's your question for the next episode?
Well, maybe not questions. Just I've got a lot of questions, but I don't know. A few thoughts. I thought this was a very sort of. I don't know if you guys have seen Doctor Who. I thought it was a very Doctor Who style episode, with a bit of Snowpiercer thrown in. Have you seen Snowpiercer? It's pretty cool.
I've only seen Chris
I've
Evans'
been wanting to
movie.
watch it. I've been wanting to watch it. It's on Netflix, I believe, and I want to
good
check
film.
out some more of
Mhm.
his stuff that's away from the
Yeah.
MCU.
I
I would definitely watch Snowpiercer.
I really like
Knives
the
Out
film.
is great.
I haven't seen the show though.
Yeah, sorry. No, the film's it's the film I'm on about. You
Okay.
watch the film.
You,
I've seen the first series of Snowpiercer, and I haven't got round to watching the second season because.
you guys have seen Knives Out with Chris Evans, right?
Yes.
Oh,
It's like
brilliant.
Clue. That
Daniel
movie is
Craig. Oh,
amazing.
Brilliant.
that's
It's
such a
like
good cast.
It's like Clue. It's like the game Clue, but in a movie
Yeah,
form, but done
yeah.
greatly. A little
It's
bit of
done very,
little comedic too. You know, like
Mhm.
they slip in the
Yeah.
comedy pretty well.
yeah. And they're going to do a second one. They're
Are
doing
they?
Knives Out too.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
different
Ooh.
family, whole new cast. Catherine Hahn got cast for it.
Yes, she did that. I
There's a few
can't remember
others.
who's being cast, but the good. Is it?
I'm gonna have to look this up right now because I know there's been
Yeah, have a look.
a
Have a
bunch
look.
of them.
I'm glad I brought up that movie because I did not know that they were releasing a second one. That's gonna be.
Oh
I
yeah.
hope they make this into like a little series of
I think
movies.
Netflix
Daniel
owns it now, so
Craig
they
is.
will.
Yeah.
I think Daniel Craig is in it. I think he's the main guy, really, isn't he?
Dave Bautista's in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh, they could do that. Like they could make like how many ever films and just star a certain MCU character for each one. Well, we already know Dave
Dave
Bautista's the killer now for the
Bautista,
second
Jessica
one.
Henwick, Daniel Craig, Catherine Hahn, Madeline Slean, Edward Norton,
Oh,
Kate
yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Leslie Odom Jr., and Janelle Monáe. So,
Brilliant.
wow. That's
Yeah.
going to be a good
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah,
Oh.
very good. Yeah.
I mean, do we think that's... this is so off topic. Do you think that's releasing on Netflix or in theaters as well?
I think it'll be theaters.
I think it'll be theaters. That.
I
Yeah.
really hope it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's very
think-
easy. It's very easy to say in the U.S. the theaters, just because like things are
yeah.
pretty
Well-
much. Most states are pretty much
Yeah,
lifted all regulation. I mean, Pfizer Forum, the Bucks Stadium, they're at 100% capacity, and they have been throughout the playoffs now.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Milwaukee's basically pretty much back open because
That's
every
good,
game, every home game for the Bucks, brings in like $3 million in revenue.
Good.
And that's just regular season games. Playoffs
Whoa.
brings in even more.
Jeez.
That's mental.
Yeah.
God.
So I mean,
Yeah.
in 1 week, what, 2 maybe 3 games at home, we probably bring in like $14 million in revenue to the city.
And that's good.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, things have been looking pretty well for Milwaukee so far.
You guys are
Thank
so
God.
lucky, man.
But then you turn around and you look at our shootings. There's like fucking. I'm not even kidding. This is an exaggeration. There's been about on average like 25 to 30 shootings a week now.
A week.
Oh.
A week.
Whoa.
No, I'm not even
What?
kidding. Just today there was 4 shootings on the north side. Last night there was 6 shootings. And this has been going on for the last like 2.5 months now.
Holy shit.
That's
It's bad. It's
Damn.
really
Yeah,
bad.
that is bad. Jesus.
We got all the revenue and everything opening back up, but we're getting all these shootings now and deaths, and
Jeez.
it's sick. It's sickening, honestly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was
But
gonna say,
anyways,
at least you're opening up, though. Honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
like that's awful. Stay safe if you're in
Yeah.
Milwaukee, I guess. But like,
Yeah,
definitely.
I try to stay downtown when it's light out. If I have to leave work and it's dark out, I take the bus home now. I mean, I know I'm just some random person riding a bike. I don't think I would get shot at, but I'd rather be safe.
crazier things have happened
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
right?
Right, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Past
yeah.
9:30, 10 p.m. I'm taking the bus home. I mean,
Smart.
Yeah.
Honestly.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was gonna say, have you guys gotten your Black Widow tickets? I'm sorry, this is like a really strange transition from what we were just talking about.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm probably gonna order mine on Tuesday.
Yeah, I haven't seen what's happening with
Yeah.
cinemas here. But to be honest, if I end up at the cinema or not, I'll probably if even if I do go to the cinema to watch it, I'll still probably get it on
Yeah.
Disney Plus as well.
Oh yeah,
So
I plan
just
on
to
doing
watch it
both.
again.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
I
that's
plan
what I'm
on
just gonna do too.
I plan I want to see it in theaters, and then I'm not gonna lie, like probably by the time I get home or the next morning, I want to watch it again. Because any Marvel movie, I usually like
Need
Infinity
another
War and
watch.
Endgame. Infinity War, I went 5 days in a row. I went the Thursday night premiere, and then I went Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
Actually, I think I
Tuesday.
might have. No, what? I didn't go Monday, Tuesday. I went Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Oh,
Sunday. Yeah.
see, you guys are better than me with this then. You beat me hands down.
And that was
Albeit.
just
Sorry.
the first week. That was
Yeah.
just the first week. I ended up seeing Infinity War probably about 4 more times in theaters
Same.
after that.
Actually, yeah.
Endgame, I probably saw about 9 times in theaters.
See, Endgame, I actually saw less in theaters,
Oh,
which I'm surprised about.
I had so many buddies like that couldn't go like the first week. So like yeah, I went Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then the following week I went Friday, Saturday. The week after I went Saturday, Sunday. Like I had so many buddies that didn't see it, so I went to go see it with all of them at different times.
Awesome.
Well, I hyped
Awesome.
it up so much before release that we basically just ordered like I think it was like a row of like 12, and just we were like, yeah, we're getting
Gosh.
12 tickets, and this is our row. So it's like pretty much like the middle row. We all just kind of like pulled up, sat down, watched. We're just like, oh my god. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
almost everyone I went with did see it like the opening night, and I think I only went one or two more times after that, just because no one else had like everyone else had seen it, and
Yeah.
I was like, kind of want to go again, and they're just like, yeah, it's okay, I don't want to see it again yet, and I'm like, it's been 3 days though. What do you mean?
I have a confession. I have a confession. So Far From Home, I saw 4 times in theaters, but
Actually,
I only watched it fully once.
hmm,
And now hear me out. The opening premiere night, I didn't know I was going. My buddy bought a ticket, and I got done with work, and I had like 7, 8 beers.
yeah,
So then he picked me up as a surprise, to take me to the movie. I fell asleep drunk in the theater. Did the same thing the next night, and then Saturday we went to this like arcade bar, day drinking, and I was like, man, I still haven't like fully finished Far From Home. Let's go see it. Dumb idea because I fell asleep again.
yeah.
So then finally that Sunday, I was like, all right, I'm not gonna drink and I'm gonna go see it. So yeah, it took me 4 times in theaters, and it's not that it's because I was bored of it. I just overindulged and fell
Yeah.
asleep.
Like I'll say this, very similar story, but Infinity War, I went with my one friend. He knew we were going to, which was the thing. Like we had planned this out. We're like, okay, we're on to the Thursday night premiere. We're gonna go at 10, so it'll be later. So like you can enjoy your day, but like we're gonna go to the late showing. He's like, yeah,
Right.
okay. And then he's like, you know what? I'm gonna have a few drinks. Like a few guys just stopped to like have a smoke before he went in, and I kind of like take a look at him. He's drinking a 2-6 out of like the back of his bag, and I was like, dude, like you're not gonna remember this movie. He was like, yeah, I am, yeah, I am. So we went to see the movie. Like he seems fine the whole movie. Pretty much like goes home, messages me in the morning. He's just like, did I just dream that Spider-Man died or what happened? And I was like, bro, we're going back to the theater. We got to see that again. Like, it's like you
That's
missed
awesome.
out.
Really?
I did that
Yeah.
with Guardians of the Galaxy 2 as well. I didn't know I was going. Buddy of mine hit me up. Hey, let's go. I had already been drinking. Uh, and all I remember, and my buddy was like on the floor laughing because he's like, yeah, opening credits before Baby Groot was even dancing, you were out. And I guess I came to when they're all like doing the heroic thing, and that thing comes and flies and knocks Mantis out, and
Uh,
Drax just starts ha 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 laughing. I woke up like, to that part, I guess, and then just pointed and started laughing and fell back asleep. My buddy was like, dude, you woke up at like the funny parts, pointed and laughed, and fell back asleep. I'm like, that's awesome, but damn, that sucks because I wanted to watch that movie.
Martin Scorsese's shaking his fist at you right now, Zach.
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
brilliant.
that
Yeah,
honestly, that's probably like I've had that happen. Never for a Marvel movie. The first time I can't remember if it was Aquaman or Shazam I saw. like I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty blazed and just fell asleep. Like I had no idea what was like going on in the movie. Like it kind of started, and I was like, that's
Yeah,
pretty cool. I'm
Aquaman.
gonna take a nap. Yeah, I think it was Aquaman because Shazam. Like I remember every time I've seen it, I've still really liked it personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
like Shazam. I like Aquaman actually, but a
same.
lot a lot happens, and yeah, I can see why you could fall asleep to Aquaman. To be fair, so,
The same buddy that was laughing at me about Guardians of the Galaxy 2, years prior to that, we went to go see Rogue One. He fell asleep at the beginning of the movie. I mean, he missed everything. He didn't even know Darth Vader was in the movie. We woke him up. We tried waking him up throughout the movie. He just didn't get up. Finally, the credits are rolling. We're like, dude, it's time to go. He's like, that movie fucking sucked. And we're all like, dude, you didn't even watch it. Like,
It's like, no, that movie was sick, man. It's like that was
he's
a
like,
sick movie.
the funny part, he's like, man, I would have watched it if like Darth Vader was in it. I'm like, dude, you just missed the great. He's like, yo, you guys are lying. So like,
She
we
was Miss
pulled up
Vader's greatest scene.
right. We pulled up YouTube because we knew somebody had already recorded, and so luckily it was on YouTube, and we showed him. He's like, dude, we have to come back tomorrow to watch it. I was like, okay, that's fine, but you're paying. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I did have a really bad habit of like just in case someone would see the film, like one of my friends, and leave before the end credit scene. I do have a few end credit scenes just recorded on my phone that I just kind of pulled out at the end of the movie, and I was just like, you know what? I'll save this for later. Take a look at it. I'm trying to
right, yeah.
think. One's Bucky and Wakanda, the end of Black Panther. One is the Captain part of the Captain Marvel one at the end of Infinity War. I'm trying to think. There's another. I don't know. There's a few. I just remember doing that because like my one friend kept falling asleep, and then just like waking up once he saw credits and just leaving. And I'm like, bro, this is Marvel. You can't do that. So it's like I got
a
you.
lot of people. I don't know what it's like but in the UK, a lot of people leave.
Oh, I know.
Before the end credits. It's
That's
like,
how I can always
Depends when
tell
you see
those
the
people.
movie.
I, I have two theories every time that happens, here. One, it's not their first viewing of the movie, but it happens a lot on premiere night. So that's when I'm like, okay, these people are not huge MCU fans. They like this character, they like this superhero, or they want to get into the show series, so this is the first one they're seeing. I literally one time was just like, I wasn't like angry yelling, but I'm like, where are you guys going?
Yeah.
There's more. Like,
I will
they're
say
like,
this:
what?
the funniest thing was Spider-Man: Homecoming because I remember this very clearly. That everyone stayed in the theater for that one, and then you get to the end, and Captain America walks out. You know what the greatest thing is? Patience, and the entire audience just starts laughing, and like half the people just get up and walk out as that happens, and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I was expecting like a Spider-Man 2 tease, like something.
Yeah.
Nope.
We know
Patience.
there was a Spider-Man. There was a Spider-Man 2 tease, wasn't there?
I'm trying to think. At the end of Homecoming.
Doesn't he fire the thing up onto the ceiling?
That's Civil War.
No, that was Civil War, yeah.
Oh, was it? Oh, was that Civil War? Was it?
That was like,
sorry.
if I remember. Oh yeah, because he says he got in the fight with the guy from Brooklyn.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it had like the Spidey signal, like a bat signal, but the Spider-Man. Yeah, that was Civil War.
Sorry.
My favorite was
cool,
after.
Though.
Oh yeah,
Personally,
my favorite
like
though
that.
was after Disney bought Lucasfilms, and then like Force Awakens wrote everyone's sitting there after the credits, and I'm like, guys, like there's not they're not gonna pull a Marvel. There's nothing after the credits. Like, let's go. No man, you don't know.
Mando did that. Shocked me.
Oh yeah.
Like,
and honestly though,
me.
was definitely worth it. Like, I'm actually really excited for the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, are you guys watching The Bad Batch at all? I'm sorry, we're going way off topic. We'll get to Shang-Chi.
I was gonna say, Bad Batch, don't spoil anything. I'm actually letting that series come out fully, and then I'm gonna binge watch it.
Yeah.
Is it any good? I haven't seen any. I haven't seen Clone Wars or Rebels either, though.
I know Cad Bane's in it. Or
maybe.
what?
Yeah, I personally, I'll say this. I think Clone Wars and well, maybe not so much. Rebels a bit. It's you'll see why, Zach, if you watch it, but Clone Wars you should probably watch because this is more or less Clone Wars season 8, just
Right,
like
yeah.
more or less Rise of the Empire. Like I don't think this is too much of a spoiler in me saying because the Bad Batch were in season 7. Like their kind of backdoor pilot was season 7 of the Clone Wars. They had a little arc, and then this takes place as Order 66 happens, or at least the
Yeah.
first episode does. So it goes
I know my
weeks after.
I know my brother told me in Bad Batch they're gonna show like how Boba Fett got that dent in his helmet.
Most likely. Yeah, because it's from
Um,
Cad Bane.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she was just, or they were just introduced in like one of the most recent episodes, right?
And in like the comics, there's the whole War of the Bounty Hunters right now, which mind you, that is set like a lot in the future from where the Bad Batch is right now.
Yeah,
Oh, can I give you one character who's in it? Well, I know you both
sure.
know because you've seen Mando. Fennec Shand.
Oh yeah, my brother spoiled that too.
And
Yeah, like I said, I'm
she's
just
great.
waiting until everything's out, and I'm just gonna take like a where I have a lazy day, and I'm just gonna binge watch once it's all on Disney Plus. That like shows like that I can wait to watch. I wanted, to do that originally with like WandaVision, but then like, oh no, we're starting our podcast, and then I'm like, there's no way I could like go without watching an episode, like knowing it's there, like.
I was gonna say like the few episodes or the few days I either haven't like fallen asleep and woken up at 3 to watch it, or like I've just woke up in the morning, went to work, and came home and watched it after. Almost every time, if I don't see it before like 9 in the morning, I have something spoiled for me from the episode.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just because
Social media.
I've got a lot of messages coming in about it. Like I do like, mind you, I have like push notifications on from Cosmic Marvel on Twitter, so everything they post I get. But like, I usually turn that off on the day it comes out, and it's still I'll have like just my friends messaging me. They'll be like, "Holy shit, did you see that?" And I'm like, "Okay, like I get like I'm the one who's known for staying up to watch these, but like guys, just slow down a bit." Like,
See, I'm lucky enough for the few people at Lakefront Brewery that do watch like the MCU stuff. They know I do the podcast and everything. So like what they do is they come up to me and they'll be like, "Hey, did you watch it?" I'm like, "No, I didn't get up at 3 in the morning yet to watch it." "Oh, okay. Well, we'll talk tomorrow." Like, "Okay, thank you. Do not say anything to me." Like they know not to even say a word if I haven't seen it yet.
well, like
That's the same. That's the same with me. Yeah.
same here. And like all the guys at my work, or not all, but like the majority of them, like we'll kind of like just be doing a job and we'll casually chat about that just as we're doing our work. At least if we aren't around golf. Otherwise, we have to be a little more quiet. But but yeah, like we'll just kind of do that. And one guy, so we have a 3-day weekend, right? He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna watch all of the Marvel movies before I come into the next shift, because I want to know what these guys are talking about." And I was like, "When did he say this?" It was like, "Oh, he said it on Thursday or Friday." I'm like, "Oh my god, he's either gonna have had to stay up the past 2 nights through the night, or like he's not even halfway done."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, jeez, it's a lot of movies. Even when I did my rewatch, we were watching like 2, maybe 3 a day, and it took us about 2 weeks.
Right, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, like 3 of those movies a day, they take up a really big chunk of your day.
Yeah. Well,
Especially because, you got to make like snacks and two in between movies or like food,
Beer breaks, like.
Maybe even a nap between one of the movies. Like I've done that where I've watched like, Avengers and then, Iron Man 3, whatever. Like after Iron Man 3, I'm going to take a nap and then watch the next one. Like
Then you
take a
realize
good
it's
1
Thor: The
hour.
Dark World, and you know, like, no, what? I'll just sleep through that.
Like, damn, I could just play that and sleep. Yeah. Wake up at certain parts. Oh yeah, okay, back to sleep.
As much as we bash on that movie, it's really not that awful. It's just not
really not
good.
Yeah.
I think I'm actually gonna.
Really.
Same.
I don't think there's bike rides happening today, so I actually think I might. I've been meaning to like pop it back in and watch that one. I think I might do that tonight.
I need to rewatch Ragnarok again.
Now that you just said
what's
that,
that?
Oh,
I'm
I'm
gonna.
sorry, guys. Now we all have to.
Now that you just said that, like, yeah, I'm gonna go on Disney Plus and play Ragnarok now.
Yeah.
That's what always
No, I
happens though.
watched.
Every time I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch Dark World. I start going through Disney Plus. Like, actually, I'm gonna watch this one.
It's like there's a better Thor movie I could watch.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Or
watched
any
Ragnarok.
other one.
I watched it the other week.
Yeah.
It's still brilliant.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, I can.
Oh,
I could honestly watch it like every 3 weeks. Like, and I wouldn't get sick of it.
oh, actually, I'm sorry. This is going more off topic. But Zach, did you ever finish your Snyder Cut rewatch?
Never started it. Like since the last time we talked, no.
Chris,
I
did
don't
you?
have.
I've seen it a couple of times now.
Okay.
I've rewatched it a few times because I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, because I was
Oh,
going to
so-
say, I remember you were partway
Enjoy it,
through it
yeah.
a few weeks ago when we were recording. I completely forgot to ask you about that.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
did
actually-
it. I did it in two sittings. The first time I watched it, I did it in two sittings, and then I've since watched it again in two sittings as well.
No, I'm actually
yeah,
getting my. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, go on, Zach, go on.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Like my headphones were cutting out, so I thought you were done talking. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. No, my Chromebook's actually getting updated by somebody that's updating it with like a good streaming device,
Hell yes.
Flixster. Um,
Flixstore.to.
yeah, he pays like $90 in euros, but he's setting it up to where we can both just use the one account.
Oh, wait, that's the one where you can, like... Okay, I used the free
movies-
version of that.
Okay,
to
yeah,
stream
movies
stuff,
that are in
yeah.
movies in theaters I could watch, like King Kong vs. Gods, all that, yeah. My Chromebook's getting updated right now with that. So it's actually not in my possession, but once I get that, there's a list of movies I plan on watching. That is one of them. That is one of them. Along with Mortal Kombat and honestly King Kong vs. Godzilla.
Personally,
but-
I'd say watch the Snyder Cut over any of those. In my opinion,
yeah.
so far, it's the best movie that's come out this year.
Oh, I mean, like I said, I got a bunch of movies I'm gonna watch. I mean, but yeah, that's gonna be one of the first ones.
True. Hell yeah.
I know I'll get bored and end up just watching some shit I don't even know about, but
That happens like no matter what. Like I'm watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia again because I was like I don't know what to watch anymore. So
I do that
throw
with-
this back on.
I do that with Breaking Bad and Sons of Anarchy. Anytime I'm like, man, I want to get lost in a TV show, I usually put one of those on.
Never seen Breaking Bad.
Oh, it's
Oh,
excellent.
I know.
You
I
should
know.
you should watch it if you get the chance.
Everyone keeps telling me, and I'm sort of yeah, I'll get round to it. I still haven't.
And when you do, you have to watch El Camino afterwards.
See, here's the thing.
Yeah, big
I
time.
hadn't watched Breaking Bad until this year, either, and I loved it. That's
nice.
probably my favorite TV show. Period.
2 years
Nice.
2 years ago, I finally watched it. 2 years ago, I finally
Yeah.
sat down and
I'll
watched
have to
all
get-
of it.
My parents
I'll
and my
have to get
brother
it done.
watched it as it aired, but yeah, no, not me. I was just kind of like,
Yeah.
Personally, a meth dealer isn't that appealing to me as a 13-year-old, but that's okay.
Sons of
think that's
Anarchy, that show I followed religiously. Like that
yeah,
one, I
yeah.
had to watch
Watched them,
those as they came out, and it's still one of like the best TV shows if you ask me. But
Yeah. Yeah.
wow, we're really off.
Yeah,
topic.
we are. I
We
guess.
are. We are.
So, anything else about Loki, or have we kind of established that we're good with Loki?
I think we're good with Loki.
Quick things.
Okay.
Two quick
Oh,
things.
sure.
Two quick things, which I thought were pretty cool. One when he says what makes a Loki, and he was saying independence, authority, style.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, which just popped in my head, and I don't know how it would have worked, but when they're planning to get on the train, did anyone else think, "Use get help, use get help"?
Oh my God, yeah.
God, no,
Yeah.
I didn't.
It just, oh, they're gonna use get help. I don't know how it would work, but use get help. Or
My
at least
sister
say-
here needs help.
At least
Help her.
suggest it. Or at least suggest, if Loki had gone, can we not use get help? And Sylvie could have just gone, what the hell is that?
That would have been great.
Just a little reference would have been cool, but
I would have
Yeah.
loved that.
Same. Or even if they
Yeah.
did it and it's just this time it's Loki carrying Sylvie. Get help, get help!
Yeah.
yeah, Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So, but yes, I could say a lot about Sylvie, but it's more about what we don't know about her. So
yeah.
I'm happy just to sort of let that lie at the moment and see what happens in the next episode. So, because
Yeah.
I think something is up with her, but we'll find out, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that'll be my question for next episode. What is up with Sylvie? It's
Yeah.
not. I mean, it's gonna get answered, so like, it's not a great one, but kind of stole yours, Chris.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. No. No. It's no. It's fine. I, there was just a lot going on, or a lot not going on, if that makes sense. Where,
Yeah.
especially when her and Loki are talking around the table, and Loki's basically just telling her his story, his whole sort of life story, and she didn't really say anything at all. Other than she knew she was adopted, but she didn't know her mother. She, I don't know, I don't know whether or not she's been running from the TVA since she was maybe a child or a kid Loki. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No,
Don't know.
I'll get into that next week.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. Sorry, we'll leave
No,
that.
I
Yeah,
completely agree with you though.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I was gonna say I kept checking my phone to see if maybe we did get a little bit more news today, because as some may know, today is Tobey Maguire's 46th birthday.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And the
Yep.
Spider-Man trailer didn't drop, so a lot of people were wrong again. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, I'll say this just before we get into Shang-Chi. Apparently, and I think the first part of this story actually happened because there's a picture to back it up. So a fan was in Central Park and happened to bump into Tobey Maguire and got a picture with him. And that's, I think it's on Twitter, it's on Instagram, a few places.
Yeah.
And apparently, this fan asked him if he's in the new Spider-Man movie. And apparently, Tobey Maguire just winked at him and smiled and walked away. And for me,
Hmm.
that's way too good to be true. I like the pictures there. I believe that's real and everything. I highly doubt an actor of his caliber would ever even because if I'm not mistaken, would that not be very close to breaching your NDA?
Yeah.
I don't know how that works though,
Especially,
because those are so vague as it is.
thing is with the Spider-Mans now, I don't know what to believe because I think they're a little bit different to the normal MCU stuff. And I know there's a whole Sony thing, I get that, but just the way, especially with this, with the way Tom Holland and the other cast are putting stuff on Twitter themselves, I think there's essentially a big sort of script from them all to write. You need to send a tweet out now. You need to send that's this tweet, and I think it is all organized, but it doesn't look organized because it's from the cast. It's from the Spider-Man official Twitter account.
Mm-hmm.
It's and maybe something like this, the Tobey Maguire thing, where Tobey Maguire's been told if he is in, you can do this and maybe say this and I don't know. I think a lot of it is actually quite scripted. I get the impression that the whole media um, side of things. I don't know. I just get that feeling that everyone's involved with it. But
I'm
I don't
100%
know.
with you, especially after Andrew Garfield's interview where he was like, "Oh, I'm not in the movie. Marvel's never contacted me." It's like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Marvel wouldn't have contacted you. This is a Sony film. Like, we
Well,
see you, Andrew. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna stick with my guns, kind of what I said last week. I still think any week now the trailer is coming. But
yeah.
I'm starting to think, because a lot of people were saying it's gonna go with Black Widow in theaters. I think if it was going to, it would have been released by now, at least. I think it's gonna go with Shang-Chi.
When Shang-Chi
Yeah.
again?
September.
First one, sorry.
I think it's September. It might be September 9th, actually. It might just be two months right after Black Widow. I think it's beginning
Yeah.
at least. Because, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, so we have Loki that goes before and the week after Black Widow releases, then Black Widow.
Yeah.
Then August we have What If, September Shang-Chi, potentially also September either, I think it's Miss Marvel will start and go through October. November will be the Eternals, followed by the Hawkeye series, which will then lead into No Way Home. And also, Venom Let There Be Carnage is in October as well.
Yeah.
Which looks like we're going to have at least a wink and a nod.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, interesting stuff.
No. It never stops. That's not even including the DC films that release in the next 2 years as well. I'm going to be broke. But,
Yeah, right.
That's okay.
Worth it.
Yeah, honestly, though. Especially just how good everything looks. Like, the newest Suicide Squad trailer, I don't know if you guys saw it.
I did, yeah.
They've released a few, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that one that's on, like, I saw the one on, like, the YouTube ad where Margot Robbie, oh, they just sent me the new Suicide Squad trailer, but they told me not to say anything till it was released. Oops. And then they show the trailer, like, but, yeah, it looks great.
The whole thing I was confused about is I thought it was supposed to be, like, just a little teaser of Suicide Squad before a different trailer played, because that's kind of what, at least the article I read, when it showed up for me, kind of said. And then it was just only the trailer, and I was like, did I miss something? Like, what?
Right.
Oh well.
I wasn't that keen on the trailer. Don't get me wrong. I have a lot of faith in. I'm going to say it. I have a lot of faith in Gunn. So, I'm not really worried about the film. But the trailer just didn't. I don't know. It just seemed to jump around. I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't really know the characters at all. The reusing some of the same actors from the first. Do we call it the first one or the the first Suicide Squad, which to me was a complete mess. I think a lot of people would probably agree with me on that. But yeah, no, the trailer didn't land with me, but that's not to say I'm still going to go and see it, and I'm expecting to enjoy it as well. So.
Because I was gonna say they've released 3 different trailers now, and I feel like every single one has been a different tone.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
Like the first one was almost
felt that too, yeah.
The first one was almost more like action-y, kind of like that's our teaser. We got into it. Then there was like the random Red Band one that released in theaters that was just like a really gritty version of the trailer. And then there's this one that's almost more of a comedic trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe why I didn't like it. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I didn't enjoy it the first time I watched it, and I feel like the more I did, the more I kind of was like, Peacemaker's acting very Peacemaker, which you'll see when we get there. But
right.
I think he will be a highlight of the movie, in my opinion, at least.
Okay.
But yes, there was one other trailer released, and this one we don't have to go off topic for because it is a Marvel trailer. Shang-Chi released the newest trailer where we get a look at the 10 rings properly. So we now know that the things that Wenwu they look awesome. So what Wenwu or the Mandarin has on his arm in the earlier trailers, that is the 10 rings. They are no longer rings on his fingers, which in my mind this makes a lot more sense. Personally.
Yeah.
I still think they're gonna follow the comic backstory where they all are going to have different. They're going to be different alien
uses.
rings in my mind. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't think I don't think we're gonna get a clear visual distinction of which is which unless something happens.
Didn't look that weird.
No.
Yeah, they just look. They look to be all like one functioning, but with different.
Yeah.
It pieces of a story, but it's all going to be one story, I guess, like a metaphor way you could say it.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sure
that's the best way I could interpret it.
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that the second we brought up the Shang-Chi trailer, for anyone who's listening, you're like, this is what you're
But what
talking
about the
about.
ending of the trailer?
Well, yes, that is mainly the biggest part, and I don't know about you guys, that caught me so off guard. I was at my friend's house watching the hockey games, and I watched the trailer at first on my phone on Twitter, and that happened at the end, and I was like, just rewind that quick. I had to take another look, and I was like, that looks an awful lot like Abomination, and that's when I tweeted Cosmic Marvel literally right then as the trailer aired, and I was like, that's Abomination. And then like my friend's like, do you want me to put it on the TV? I was like, yeah, sure, like let's take a look. Like we watched through it. He's just like, I was like, oh my god, like not only does he look comic book almost to the T accurate, then you can see he's fighting a sorcerer that a lot of people have guessed is Benedict Wong's Wong. So
looks like him.
Yeah.
Does look like him.
and
From the back, anyway. You only really see the back, but yes.
And there is something else that I think it was Cosmic Marvel retweeted. It was a tweet from 2020. It was... Oh, it definitely disappeared on me, didn't it? It's going to be pain. No, here it is. It's Benedict Wong and Simu Liu spotted together in Sydney and took this picture.
Yep, I've been seeing that. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
When's
When's that from?
2020?
Yeah.
I'm
trying to think. I don't think that's July. I think that's September, but still.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But so Abomination and Wong. Or a magic user for sure, but Abomination.
Oh, I'm so excited about that. And like you said right away, the look of him, like he looks so badass and properly done. Even though we only see him for like a split second.
Oh, in the Hulk, yeah. Oh no, sorry, you mean the trailer? I was gonna say. In the trailer. I was like, well, it almost seems like in the Hulk we kind of only see him for like a few seconds, and then that's it. Because for the most of the movie,
just that one fight scene.
Because Blonsky's just more or less the super soldier for most of that movie.
Yeah. But no, I'm talking I'm definitely talking the trailer though. And actually, I didn't. I was getting notifications on YouTube and everything about the Shang-Chi trailer, but I was at work. Or I was doing something, and like I kept hovering over to watch it, but I just couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then I read our chat, and I just saw Abomination Wong, and I stopped everything I was doing and watched the trailer. I was like, okay, I was gonna wait till I got home to watch it, but now I need to now. Like
you're just like, all right, you guys are either out of your damn minds or you're way too drunk. Like I'm checking this out.
Right. yeah, right. Like, I gotta see what this is about now.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that they're gonna play major roles in that film.
It'll be like a little scene, but it'll be an awesome scene for sure. I mean,
yeah. It'd be interesting to know. I'm quite interested. Because I think it was sort of set, and Tom, we just had a little chat before we came on here about how it looks like a Mortal Kombat type tournament where you've got these, superhuman beings fighting against each other. I can accept Abomination being there. You know what I mean? I think I can understand why he would be in that setting, but for Wong to be there, why would he be there? But it's still cool. Still pretty cool.
He gets trapped or like,
I don't know.
There's some stipulation that like, oh, you must win this fight to da 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 or something.
True. Maybe it's in where's the Sanctum in China? Beijing.
I believe so.
Maybe.
Ooh, actually, I don't know about Beijing, but
Hong Kong. That's what it is.
Hong Kong.
Beijing.
Yeah. Is there a connection in the comic books between Wong and Abomination?
No, not. Yes and no, because Doctor Strange appeared in a bunch of Hulk comics. Like they've appeared alongside each other actually quite a bit, to be honest.
Okay.
I think they have crossed paths. Not really like a Wong versus Abomination type fight. It'd more so be like Doctor Strange versus Abomination, or like Wong and Hulk
like
fight
major.
Dormammu kind of thing.
Yeah. No, that's fine. It just popped in my head whether or
Yeah.
not that there was some. But yeah, okay.
I'm very. There's a few things I want to talk about with this. One, I've heard a few people go like, "Oh, he's with Val brought him there. Val brought him there. We're gonna see John Walker too." I'm like, "Oh, that doesn't make any sense to me because who put Emil Blonsky in the position to become Abomination, Mr. Thunderbolt Ross?"
Yep.
So there's no way after he's been out after the Hulk, like, or at least it seemed like he's been after the Hulk for years, trying to diminish the Avengers for years.
Yep.
His super soldier's ready. I think that this is actually, I don't know. I do still think Black Widow's we're gonna get our first look at the Thunderbolts, but I think this is gonna be the newest edition.
Yeah. We are seeing Abomination in She-Hulk. Oh, that's correct, isn't it? Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I believe that was
He was
confirmed.
confirmed for that, and then he just shows up in this trailer. And Simu Liu is like, "Oh yeah, you guys think that's cool? Like, just wait." I'm like, "Why are you doing this? Like, you can't say that. Look at Paul Bettany." Like, I was like, at this point, like, we better be having Red Guardian show up, or Yelena Belova, or I don't know. I'm trying to think. Maybe Finn Jones's Iron Fist.
That would be awesome.
I don't like Finn Jones personally. I would like if they'd recast that role. That's the only. I feel bad saying that because I thought he did a good job in Iron Fist season 2 and a bit of the Defenders, but
I didn't watch Iron Fist season 2.
It was.
I watched all the others. I watched the Defenders. I watched Luke Cage, which I didn't think was great. First series was alright, actually, Luke Cage.
Until he cut Cottonmouth off.
Yeah, well, yeah. Anyway, but Iron Fist, I struggled with the first season, and then second, I didn't get around to watching it. Just didn't. Maybe it was him. Or was it?
Yeah, the first season, 100% with you. It's awful. It is one of the worst seasons of television I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But I do want to see an Iron Fist though in this movie, in one way or another, because I think we will.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking,
I'll be okay with that.
Yeah, because the character that's most closely tied to Shang-Chi really would be Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Even in the comics, like the Mandarin's not actually Shang-Chi's father in the comics. Like it's done a lot differently. Like Shang-Chi's father is. It's not I think it's Fu Manchu or Fing Fang Foom. So as you can see just by those names, there's a reason they aren't using them. But yeah, like it was the whole thing. Like Shang-Chi was created, if I'm not mistaken, in the 70s, and around that time, and actually even into the early 2000s and some of the 2010s. Like, if it's like someone not of that culture writing that character, they're probably stereotyping them. That's just how it kind of goes. And that was a lot of what Shang-Chi was. And until I think he had a 2018 comic run that I've seen a bunch of people reading recently, and they've been like, it's really good. So I've ordered that. I'm waiting for it to get here.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I want to see an Iron Fist personally. Abomination was the biggest surprise I could have probably asked for this movie.
You just wouldn't have seen it fit though, would you? I think that's maybe why I'm thinking it's just gonna, we may not even see it in the film. You know what I mean? I think we probably will now. We've seen it in the trailer, but Marvel are very good at showing things in trailers and then not showing them in the film. But
Hulk in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it is the big one. But yeah, I don't think it'll be, or certainly won't be part of the main storyline of Shang. I can't see how Abomination can fit into that at all. But maybe they have met in the comics. Maybe I don't know. I can't imagine they would have.
Shang-Chi's not in very many comics. Just period.
Yeah.
Because they kind of went from focusing on him to focusing on Iron Fist, and then Iron Fist got a lot of the writing done. So, like Iron Fist has a lot of history. And
Yeah.
like, mind you, they're great stories. I know a lot of people like Iron Fist is their favorite comic character ever, which,
Right.
oh, he's
Right.
so sick in the comics, which is another reason why I'm pretty upset at the Netflix show. But yeah, like, yeah, Shang-Chi just didn't have that. Like, if anything, I think this, I wouldn't say this is the biggest risk they've taken since Guardians, but it's like the probably one of the most less known characters since Guardians. Because even the Eternals have been showing up a lot in Avengers comics and stuff. Where
Yeah.
like I guess Shang-Chi has recently, and he did some training with Spider-Man as well in the past, like, but that's about the past 5 years. So after the movie had already been in production and rumored, and then it obviously got announced in
Yeah.
2019.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's been a weird road for a lot of these characters, to say the least. Especially with Marvel now, if I'm not mistaken, because we talked about this a few weeks ago. Namor being the villain for the Black Panther movie. We now
Oh,
have
yeah.
Abomination appearing in Not a Hulk project and She-Hulk series. I think Marvel has those rights back from Universal.
Yeah, it seems to be.
Because I don't think
Yeah,
they
I
could
thought about
just
that.
throw them into the random movies like this.
Yeah, I never thought about that. Well, no, I don't know. I don't know exactly what the rights are, but they can use Hulk as often as they can.
Yeah. I think,
Can they not
but
use
they
the character?
can't
Can they not?
use a stand. They can't do a standalone though. I think that's what it
Yeah,
was, and they didn't want to
that's
use any related characters to the Hulk. That's why Betty Ross was gone, almost like that,
oh right, yeah,
and
right.
that's why, yeah,
But
like
then
it was kind of a big deal when Thunderbolt Ross showed up,
that's yeah.
because he actually, you know what?
Mm.
Yeah, because he's been in it, and then kind of slowly more Hulk characters have been getting brought back.
Maybe the rights have changed, or
They
I don't
Be
must
know.
happy
have. I
with
mean,
that. It's a lot more low key than all like the Sony stuff, right? Whereas that was just
low key.
front page, yeah. It's all
I see
front
what you did
page
there now.
news. Just, oh yeah, we're pulling Spider-Man out of the MCU, and everyone's like, what? I still can't believe they ever attempted that. And if I'm
Yeah.
saying if this third movie ends up just being a clusterfuck of characters, I think we know who to blame.
Yeah.
Follow suit from the finale of the other two Spider-Man franchises. Like, I just want a good finale. Come on.
Characters.
Like, seriously, I grew up watching Tobey Maguire. Like, that's the worst ending he could have gotten. Like,
No doubt.
terrible.
Oh yeah.
Mind you, he's still my least favorite Spider-Man. I will stand by and say he's the worst Spider-Man, but I still love those movies.
Same.
Sorry,
the
but
first
like,
time.
I'm sorry. But, like,
Yeah.
I'll
The
be edgy.
the second is my favorite Spider-Man.
It's my second favorite next Into the Spider-Verse. But it's almost tied just because the last act of
yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse for me was like, eh. Whereas like Spider-Man 2 was just, wow, this flows.
Yes. See, Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse was amazing. Yeah.
That's another
Maybe
one
I've got
I
them on
haven't
par.
watched. We gotta just do a double rewatch.
Yeah.
Rewatch one, then rewatch the other. Re-rank.
I haven't watched Spider-Man 2 actually for a long time. I'm
Me
gonna have to
neither.
watch that actually.
I
I think
think
it's because it's not anywhere. I think I've got it on DVD somewhere, but I don't go to my DVDs that often now.
yeah.
You know, Netflix or Disney Plus or wherever. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So I have to dig out the DVD actually.
Oh
Yeah,
wait,
okay.
didn't Sony sign that deal with Netflix? So all the
I
Spider
don't think. Yeah, I don't think they've showed up yet for some reason
Far From Home is
on
on
my
Canadian
Netflix.
Netflix. It just got added.
Yeah, Far From Home is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've got
check.
Far From Home in the UK. I think. What are you gonna go on? Yeah.
It's still number
Yeah.
one in Canada. Oh no, sorry, not anymore. It's not number one in Canada. It was though. It's still top 10.
Oh, see, this is how the UK put our top program on Netflix is Too Hot to Handle. Have you seen that? It's
No,
horrendous.
but that's our
Well,
second.
actually, I haven't seen it, but
Mhm.
Aquaman is in the top 10 when I was.
True. I'm not gonna lie, a
Angry
lot of
Birds
these
2.
just kind of look like dating or like sex shows. Not like actual like
Yeah,
X-rated ones, but like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So I guess that should have been a bit more clear.
Oh shoot.
I,
Hey guys, sorry. I just like three of my buddies just rolled up on
That's all
bikes.
good.
Damn. Ah. Oh wow. Actually, I just looked at my phone. They messaged me a bunch.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Jeez.
do you guys want to wrap it up? Like, unless you
yeah.
have some more to any last words about, I guess, the episode in Shang-Chi, guys?
I don't have anything. No.
Tightest,
I've
Yeah.
actually been pretty quiet the last like 5 minutes.
I was like,
You
Zach,
guys
did you
probably
see
thought.
it?
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys probably thought I froze or
The
something.
daily connection drop?
Right? Hasn't happened today.
No, I know. The past
No,
like few weeks,
no.
it's been like that.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
pretty good.
Sorry, knocked on wood. But
Oh,
Yeah.
you stopped there. I thought it just happened. Like, no.
oh my god, if I just saw the thing blinking, like I'd just be like, I hate myself so much. But yes, a very off-topic second half, but I guess that fits our name. Thanks again
Yeah.
for watching,
Oh, yeah.
guys. We're 100% going to be back next
Oh,
week for episode
actually-
4.
I have one thing before we end. I don't know if you guys saw my group chat. I was at the mall earlier
Yes, I
talking
did.
to this guy who makes custom hats. So anybody listening out there, in a few weeks, I'm gonna check out what he puts together. It'll be like a fitted hat or a snapback. The flat brim. The brim will be red. The cap will be black, and then either in white or silver, our off-topic logo should be embroidered on the hat. So
That's sweet.
if it looks good and the price is all right, we might have some merch coming in the future.
So we'll keep you posted.
Brilliant.
Yes,
And
yes.
we'll probably talk about that not if, at the beginning of the next podcast, just in case. Because I don't know, personally, like I know myself even, sometimes I'll listen to a 2-hour podcast and only listen to the first hour, 10 minutes.
Yeah, towards
and then
the
come
end,
back to it. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, if you're not seeing this and it's already next week, then check the beginning of the newest episode. However, though,
Yes.
this is the end of this one. Thank you guys again for watching, and we'll catch you next week.
Have a good night,
Later.
everyone.